What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick, and this is the home to the lamest taste. Thank you so much for checking out my YouTube at the Vinyl Casket. Please do a huge favor and please subscribe, like, drop a comment, hit the bell. Let me know what you're into, what you're doing, what you're reading, what you're listening to, any of the such. Check out my Twitch, which I live stream at least 1 to 2 times a week, over at Vinyl Casket. And my Instagram is at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. With that being said, we're going to be doing something brand new right now. This is the first time I'm going to be uploading a video like this. This is going to be an album review. My first ever album review I'm doing on the channel. If you don't know, by following my Vinyl Casket account, I have a record collection. I have a very wide, very weird taste in music. And I saw that this album had released at the beginning of this month. I listened to it. I've been listening to it over and over, trying to make sure that I have a properly formed opinion in my mind. And I think, you know what, there's no better way to do it than make this my first review. A little weird based on how this is a different genre of music than I've been listening to most of my life, but boom, this is the 2020 album by Snot, that is with a money symbol. That album is called Etheral. It was released February 11th, 2022. Snot's a really cool artist. I guess you would label him as like on the verge of like popular normal mainstream rap and like emo rap. Like he kind of like fits the bill, hanging in between both, kind of like how like Juice World and guys like Trippie Redd and who else do I really like that's kind of in that like that space. Well, yeah, they kind of fill the, like this void. Denzel Curry, this void where like some of their stuff can go into like a lot of different directions of taste. This is his third full-length album. He released 2 full-length albums in 2020, being Tragedy and Beautiful Havoc. Tragedy featuring songs like Gosha, which was a very viral single that he had put out, and Beretta featuring Wi-Fi's Funeral. And then Beautiful Havoc had, I'm pretty sure it had Revenge on it, which was a single that I found him on. I had seen a lot of artists and people that I watch talking about him and how he wears the hoodie all the way up like that. And I saw the music video for Revenge, which was done by Cole Bennett of Lyrical Lemonade, and I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, I like this. And I got into a lot of his other music. And then this album came out, and I am a fan of his. So obviously I want to go in this liking it, but like I kind of like whatever. I just thought, like, this is just going to be another album, so I'm going to listen to it. 14 tracks, runtime of 35 minutes, a little bit, I think it's 35:14. The coolest thing about this project might be the features. He was able to gather, like, a grouping of features that I just think is incredible for an artist that that's only really been making music since, like, 2018, or at least publicly putting it out, and he didn't really get any attention until 2020. So now we're 2 years into him being like in the mainstream. And he's got a Juicy J feature. He's got an A$AP Rocky feature, Joey Badass, Trippie Redd, and Kevin Abstract. I also believe Teddy Jones, which I don't know who Teddy Jones really is, but I like her singing. I liked her voice. Another critique that I had about this album before I kind of talk about it a little bit more in depth is that whoever was producing this project and like going track listing and organizing it and whatever, there's no real thematic overhang. There's no theme linking these songs together. There's no theme of this album. They're just a bunch of Snot songs that he made kind of in the same mindset, and they're there, but there's singing songs, there's melody driven songs, then there's hard rap songs, and evil emo rap anthems. Like there's all sorts of different styles here, but there's no pattern or build up really that makes sense. The only pattern is that it kind of goes from like the intro. There's an intro and an outro. Intro is kind of like sing-songy, kind of light. Then the next song is kind of like heavy in your face, and the next song is all light and singy. Then it's fast-paced, in your face. Then it's kind of singy, nice, slow. Then it's in your face. Like it just kind of bounces back and forth without any like, oh, let's start singing and the album progressively get heavier, or we'll send a message. But there's no like underlying message that I can figure out. I've listened to this album like maybe 10 to 15 times. But I do like the album as a whole, I guess. I just feel like it doesn't feel like an album nowadays when like there's so many other projects that kind of thematically, like with an artist that does so many different things, they kind of try to group it together or use it to tell a story. Like this is a sad song, and then it kind of he learns a lesson in the next song, and then it's an angry, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see any of that in this album. But some of the highlights I thought, some of my favorite tracks is I, like spelt like I, featuring Kevin Abstract. I thought that was an absolute banger. He does get outshadowed by the featured artist. On every track that there's a featured artist, he gets kind of overshined. I think the only one where he kind of like stays in line, which is surprising because I didn't think he would be able to like match it, but I guess it's the structure of the song kind of like makes it easy, is the Doja song with ASAP Rocky, which is just a weird song in general. Like, does he have, I guess I don't know enough about him outside of just listening to his music. Like, as a devoted fan, I didn't know like maybe he has beef with Doja Cat. I don't know. It's a very strange song. And at first I didn't realize it was even A$AP Rocky on it with him. But he kind of, besides that, every other song, I feel like the featured artist kind of overshadows him. But the songs are good and they utilize the features well. And he's pretty much average throughout. There's no songs where he like, his delivery and his performance are bad. The lyrical content is a little like, generic for him. Like, it just seems like a typical Snot song at this point. 3 albums in with a bunch of features. And I know he can keep up with what's it called? With featured artists. Like I've seen, you know, you've seen his little Tracy song. You've seen the song he did with Denzel Curry. Like he can do it. Like I feel like he becomes a chorus though in these songs with these featured artists. I really like Kevin Abstract's feature. I really like the Halle Berry song with Juicy J. Go is a cool song. It's a little generic, but I do like the energy that he's giving off in it. Yeah, I personally didn't like Alone featuring Trippie Redd. I think the lower songs would be Alone. The intro and outro are just kind of like there. And then I'm looking through the song list, the track list. Euphoric was not as good as what I was expecting to it with like a title like that kind of matches the track, the title name. The strongest songs, in my opinion, were I, Blue Moon, because Teddy Jones, her performance was incredible. And then I would say Halle Berry with Juicy J might be the top 3 songs, in my opinion. I like the cover art. I wish there was like, you know, anything else. It's strange because you think, you know, 3 albums in now, he's got a lot of popularity behind him. He has a lot of hype online. He has the whole aesthetic with the hoodie and everything. People know who he is. There's no, you know, graphic design in this at all. It's just photo design. There's no logoing. There's no, I don't even know if he has a logo. There's no text. You know, a couple of years, people are not going to even know what it is because I don't think this album is at So what? We're less than a month. It's still February. I'm trying to see if I can see how many streams this album has. No, I can't tell on here. But yeah, it's very. I'm trying to see if I can just find snot on here. Sorry. I know this is a bad review. Snot. I just want to see how this is performing compared to his other stuff that he's done, because I really like his other stuff. So it's shocking that a song that I think is probably the worst on the album is the song that's doing the best on the album, Doja, which has like 15 million streams on Spotify. But like, it's weird. Like, it's just strange. I personally don't think this is his best album. I definitely think that Beautiful Havoc has some of his better songs on there, like that Ian Dior song and Revenge. But yeah, it's a solid project. I do think it flows. I think if the producer and like the people that were designing the structure of the album had like toyed with that a little bit more, that flow from first to last track might be like the make or break thing that would make this like a really memorable album. Like, I think like the underlying structure of the album and flow from song to song doesn't do it for me, and that kind of takes out a lot of the enjoyment, because the song, you know, there's no crazy banger, so there's no crazy consistent energy. So with that, I'm expecting some kind of like transition, some kind of like purpose for that, and there's not. Out of 10, I would give this a solid 6.5, maybe pushing it into a 7, like a light 7. But yeah, that is my personal conceptual review, my first ever album review on Snot's 2020 album Etheral. Check it out, stream it. I don't know if he has vinyl copies. That would be sick. But yeah, thank you guys so much for checking this out. Remember, I'm the Vinyl Casket. This is the home to lamest taste. And to please subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell. Let me know what's going on over at YouTube at The Vinyl Casket. Check out my Twitch at Vinyl Casket and my Instagrams, Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. And remember to stay lame.